It's me, the realest shit I ever wrote.
Welcome to the Drop the Mic podcast and the OG Black Jukes representing podcast number 7. So we still on, y'all. We still got it on and popping. And I like to introduce y'all to my family because that's what we're going to call this show here, our family affair. You understand me?
Okay.
To my left, I got
Tanaj from Tanaj and Tino, of course.
all right, from Tanaj and Tino. Make sure to subscribe to Tanaj and Tino because Tanaj and Tino going to blow up like the Black Juice podcast going to blow up too. And to my right, what's your name, cousin?
Hi, family. I am Kiana. I'm the Kiana. The beautiful.
Yeah.
She the Kiana of the
She the
family,
Kiana,
y'all.
you understand? And she got the
That's
pretty feet.
me. Yeah, hello.
She's gonna be a feet model, y'all. So if y'all looking for feet model, my little cousin got you. You understand me? She gonna hold it down, you understand? And we just came together, y'all, because we just having a family affair. We just came to enjoy ourselves and talk about a couple of things that we've been thinking about that we wanted to chop it up about. And I'm just happy to have my two sisters here because these are my sisters. This is my real sister, and this is also my real sister.
That's
At the end of the day, that's what it is. You understand me? I let Duck. I just hollered at him, Duck. I'm about to set him on straight. Duck, I got him. All that shit they did upset. I got him on the line right
Okay. So listen,
now.
speaking of, let's start here.
Come on with it.
So first of all,
Come on.
if we're gonna start off with anything, anyways, we're gonna first of all, I'm gonna say thank you, Lord,
You know,
for the moment, for the opportunity, the fact that you're able to take everything, your transparency, and put it towards your platform. I do not take this moment for granted. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for having me.
man.
But now that we got that out the way,
Come on with that.
let's talk, family. Let's talk. So listen, family. A couple of weeks ago, my cousin let y'all know about her traumatizing experience. Sip out. So look, let me tell y'all, just in case you all missed the episode, my cousin let it be known that, my good cousin right here in the middle had put her in a dryer.
In the dryer.
Yeah, listen. My cousin said that she was in the dryer and was traumatized. It happened. And let me tell y'all how I know that it happened. Because yes, we did come out to Cali. Yes, I'm on the South Johnson Court, 1226 South Johnson. Okay, that's what we did. So let me tell y'all about his good cousin Duck. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this trauma.
Mhm.
So while my cousin was tumbling in the dryer, cousin had me. So listen, we was fancy in the project. We had the upstairs, downstairs, so we was good. So cousin decided that he gonna go and open up the front door, bring me upstairs on my big wheel, and push me down the stairs. Not only did I go down the project stairs, but I also went outside down the porch stairs while he upstairs slapping his legs funny, and he done flipped the eyelid up, and he done did this thing. So just like my cousin was traumatized, look, let me tell y'all something. Like, these brothers, gotta love them. They gonna always be there. My brother just called me while I was on the way up here, making sure that I was all right on the highway. But back then,
Okay.
at 5,
Tough.
he did not have no reason to push me.
Y'all like that.
No,
Y'all didn't.
Nah, see,
You gotta
the reason why we did
Let's talk about it, family. Let's talk about
it.
it. Let's talk about it.
Was because they used to get us in all kind of trouble. See, me and Duck used to sneak out. We was like,
But we got y'all in trouble with
I'm
that?
telling you right now.
That's
we was
what I'm
16
saying.
years old.
Right.
And we used to go to Kilimanjaro's on Walston Avenue.
Uh-huh.
And every time we would
Me and my cousin was reading the Bible.
That's all we were doing. Hello.
every time, boy, let me be sleep. And she didn't know where he was going. I
Uh-huh.
think Kiana used to go in there and tell him, Duck. I think Kiana used to tell him.
I'm
that's why
saying.
Me and Derek used to sleep on the backboards to the sunrise. The only thing woken up was the goddamn sunrise. Before they still, we didn't come up in there. And y'all, yeah.
I
Y'all should have got caught up
people.
Y'all shouldn't have.
But we did, though.
I mean,
we was doing our thing.
That was alleged, right? That was allegedly.
allegedly that happened.
Allegedly, shit.
Yeah.
Motherfucking big wheel in that motherfucking.
No, that is real. That's real. No, that was real. Yeah, right. When you have trauma, that means that is real.
Sometimes the traumas don't be real, it just be in your mind.
No.
You understand?
Let me show y'all the one room. Let me show y'all me going down. Let me show y'all going down. I remember that vividly. So at the age that I am, if I can still talk about what happened, and my cousin can still talk about what happened, that means that it really happened. We tell this story the same way that we told it those years ago.
I've been repeating that shit. Maybe something was similar to that. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe something was similar to that may have happened. maybe I might have turned the dryer on until tonight. I will put you in the dryer.
No, you didn't.
Why would you even do that?
You did it. You didn't. You actually put me in there. Like,
Just like he actually put me on that big wheel.
what did you do in there? I just what you do. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Think about that, man.
I was young.
I was young on the big
You're
brother.
like, get in. I'm
Just
thinking
like
it was
he
supposed to be fun or something, you know?
You thought you were gonna take a
I
ride
thought I must.
in the dryer.
And I did.
I was taking a ride on the
I
big
did.
wheel.
And I did.
I'm just saying. But now that we gotten that out the way, like I said, I thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. But hey, this your platform.
Don't worry about nothing.
Right.
Don't worry about nothing. And I thought you were driving trucks. What happened in the truck thing?
Listen, hello,
You
family.
was on some, you don't
Truck driver.
18-wheelers. The big ones,
big
not
truck
the little
driver.
ones.
Yes.
Listen, family, cousin called me and said, cousin, it's automatic, cousin. Down in this bitch. I said, look at
You
that.
just said what you want.
Cousin,
you said what
is
you
it drive?
want
Put
to
that drive?
Yeah. Turn the knob, baby. They talk about me being a steering wheel holder and all that, but guess what? When the deposit hits, it does not say steering wheel holder. It says big truck driver. Yeah, that's what it says.
one.
Oh yeah, it do.
So, you know what I'm saying? You know, because I mean, life after separation. I mean, how that's living for you? I mean, what you been up to? Basically, let me ask you a question. How is your mental health been? Have you been okay?
Okay.
Okay, talk to me.
Let's talk about 2025.
2025.
So those of you, that know me, a lot of you may not know me. My name is Kiana. Real talk or whatever. I was married since 2016 up until 2024.
Okay.
I was with my husband since 2009, with my ex-husband since 2009. We decided to get married. And now this is post-marriage. At this very moment, if I have to be very real and very transparent, I will tell you that you can ask me that same question 5 times in 5 minutes. And I promise you're going to get 5 different answers.
That's real.
Because at the end of the day, no, I am not happy about my divorce. You know how some people, they decide to want to do divorce parties and all of that other type of things. No, because when I went into my marriage, wholeheartedly. I went into my marriage. I took my vows very seriously. I went into my marriage already mentally and emotionally as a wife. Long time prior to actually saying that this is my husband. He was already my husband a long time prior to that. So this was not the ending, that I expected. This was definitely not the ending that I walked into my marriage with. But at the same time, though, life goes on, and one thing that what I can say is, out of all of those emotions, one of them is relief. And when I say relief, I mean that I don't know what my future has to hold for me, but I do know that as long as God is in the midst, because I know that He's still in the midst of this, He knows my heart. He knows what it is, who I am as a person and whose I am, which is one of His. That I know that He have nothing but better for me in store.
Absolutely.
And I would not have never known what's in my future if I was to continue to hold on to my comfort zone.
Sometimes you gotta get out of that.
Sometimes you have to be, comfortable in your uncomfort.
Right.
Instead of saying you have to move on to another person.
Correct. No.
You gotta move on to another level of your life.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and for me, cousin, is moving on into learning who is Kiana.
Okay.
Because for the whole adult life of Kiana was always somebody to everybody else. I was a mother at 21. I was a single mother at 26. I was, a caretaker to my mom. To those of you who may or may not know, I lost my mom back in 2020 to a short battle of cancer, but I was a caretaker. I was an employee of FedEx for 15 years. The last 5 of my 15, I was a manager. I had 42 employees up under me. So and in the midst of all of that, I was a wife. So I was the everything, So now what I'm doing at this moment in time is learning who is Kiana, just Kiana.
Right. And how is that going? Who have you found out a little bit about who Kiana is?
Yes, I have found out that Kiana is a strong person. Sometimes
I
too
could agree
strong.
with that.
Do that.
I could
Too strong.
Yeah, sometimes too strong.
Right where you need to be at.
I found out that Kiana is a resilient person. That nothing is going to stop Kiana.
right.
Nothing or nobody, shall I say, is going to stop Kiana. I found out that Kiana is very adventurous. Like Kiana like to have fun. You know, Kiana like to do what Kiana gonna do.
Kiana like to be adventurous.
Kiana, yeah,
I love that.
Kiana is adventurous.
Yeah.
And Kiana is finally living her life unapologetically.
Okay.
And I'm learning that. I'm learning that as I'm going. That is a daily battle for me because for me, at this moment in life, I technically only have one parent that's left, and that's my grandmother.
Yeah.
I have nothing but love, honor, and respect for my grandmother.
Love you.
But because of that, and because of my mama, and because of my son, and because of my brother, I've always pretty much lived my life to make sure that they are okay with my decisions, with the way that I move, with the way that I, to make sure that I'm honoring them.
Yeah.
And now I'm finally at a point in life where it's still a learning process to be okay with, I'm gonna say it in the way that I tell it to my son all the time. Make sure that the person that sees you in the mirror, that's the person that you're proud of. And that's what I'm learning, that at this point in life, it's about making me proud.
Yeah.
It's about walking for me. It's about living for me. It's about doing me.
Okay, but I want you to listen to something the right way. When you, in the process of you, trying to make everybody else, and remember me and Tanaz talked about my mom and how my mama needed that chance to go do her thing. You dig what I'm saying? You at a point right now, you an empty nester. You can do your thing.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Enjoy your life unapologetically.
Yeah.
Like you see, you don't have to, because I've been divorced myself. And I knew what it was like. I remember when I got divorced and Keisha left me. I want to make that very, very known that I didn't leave Keisha. Keisha left me. And I cried. Yeah, grown ass, big ass black juice. Cried and went through a whole lot of pain behind that because I felt like I was attached to my boys. I was attached to, I felt like I was supposed to be a family man, but just didn't know how to be a family man because I was real, real young in the process. You dig what I'm saying? But I felt like that was where I needed to be. And when she left me, I had to realize that everybody deserves a fair shot. You dig what I'm saying? I would be hard on anybody in any relationship I got in because didn't nobody I felt like measured up to that. But at the end of the day, I realized that now I have to be all right with the way that I'm living and when I, how I'm doing it for myself.
Yes.
The children are grown now.
Yes.
They're out the way.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's time for me to do what I need to do for myself.
Right.
And that's where I'm at in my life.
Yes.
How's your mental health today?
My mental health is it's really stable.
Yeah.
I can definitely say that. And I can listen to both of you guys, even though I've been married for 25 years. Like I can listen to both of y'all. I mean, because that's the
aim, right? And 25 more to go along with it.
And that's what I figure. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, even though I've been married for 25 years, like I can still relate to like what Kiana was saying about, being with somebody so young that you don't really get a chance to do a whole lot on your own.
Find out who you really.
And you do. I mean, in that situation, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been blessed with having the right partner. Because that makes a difference. That definitely makes a difference, because you have to have somebody that's willing to go through it with you. And not saying that it has all been rainbows or sunshine, because we've been married for a long time. We got married when we was young, so it definitely was not, and we still get on each other. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we know that we chose each other. And I say that I have a good person because he's allowed me to find out inside of our marriage who I am. Yeah. Like who Tanaj is, what Tanaj like, what Tanaj don't like, whether it was with him right here by my side of me venturing off to see, what was what. You know what I'm saying? So I think it definitely it boils down to that, and I'm happy about that. I feel like I'm blessed in a lot of ways. But as far as my mental health, especially right now, you know, last year was a tough year. You know, it was super tough, and you know, we went through a lot. We lost the van. You know, Faustino was attacked. It was a lot going on. But now I can actually see. You know, I can see the light,
Right.
sort of see. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was dark for so long, but you know, we stayed persistent and we kept working, and our life is getting back on track. It's looking a little bit more like Tanaj and you know Tino or Tanaj, and this is what she likes to do. So I'm happy about that. I'm at a good place right now. You know,
because we definitely got to check our mental health.
Absolutely.
Right.
We got to ask each other, how are you feeling today?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How's your week going? Because you never know. Somebody might be sitting right next to you and might be going through a hell of a lot. And just you asking them that could give them a whole lot of relief.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So we have to be each other's people.
Yes.
So that's something right there, family, that we need to definitely key in on.
Yeah.
Yeah, check this out. When you do give the next cat a chance, don't come with that bullshit about the 6 figures and all that. Make sure that you are compatible with this person. And look, check this out. I feel like this here. I feel like I'd rather have somebody that's willing to give a whole 100, even if it ain't, even if it ain't equaling up to your 100, but if you're willing to give a whole 100, you can build off that. Make sure they got a foundation, because I'm like, I'm that's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to find somebody with a foundation that help me build my foundation so everything can get.
So, family, hold up. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Wait.
What you try?
I'm trying to find your husband out here.
I get it.
Yeah, see, you thinking I'm trying to take you out here. My family, I got some good family out there. Most of my family, like working men, you know what I'm saying? We right here, you know?
So, to know me and to know me as a person, you would know I'm not a materialistic person. So, your 6 figures don't do nothing for me. That's your 6 figures. Like that don't intrigue me. It don't enthuse me. I don't need that. I don't even want, I'm not gonna say I don't want it, but I want your heart first.
Right.
I want to know that I'm valued, because I don't want you to ask me what it is that I bring to the table, because at the same time, like even though, you know, your 6 figures don't do anything for me, don't ask me what it is that I bring to the table, because I look at it like this. First of all, I am the table. I'm not bringing anything to the table. I am the table. So your job as the man is to build the house for the table, so the two of us together make that house into a home. And so going back to what my cousin was saying, as far as like finding the right person, that to me is what it is that is the most concrete part of the foundation, is that we constantly choose each other. Not saying that we're not going to have hard times, not saying that we're not going to go through rough patches, your highs, your lows, my highs, my lows. But at the end of the day, that we constantly choose each other. If you lose your job, you know one thing, that you're the bone, I'm your rib. So therefore, when you lose it, I got it. But at the same time, though, when you get it, if I'm thinking about us and if I'm moving for us, I need you to also move for us. So that's how that's supposed to be.
So.
You know, so that's what I did not receive. And I don't think it was done out of malice. I don't think that it was done intentionally.
He just didn't have that in him.
I just don't think that he had it in him. But furthermore, what I also feel to believe, because listen, for a person who I was with for 15 years, a person who I was married to for 8 years, what I'm not about to do is sit up here and dog him. What I'm not about to do is sit up here and act like that I was in the worst relationship ever, or the worst person, I was with the worst person ever, because that wasn't the case. But what I do feel to believe is that not that he wasn't the one for me. I really feel to believe that I wasn't the one for him, because I feel like that even though that in relationships, it doesn't come with a playbook, it doesn't come with guidance, directions, you figuring it out. But at the end of the day, though, if certain things should come effortlessly.
Yeah.
Choosing your partner, if that's actually your partner should come effortlessly. But especially when your partner is communicating with you their needs, wants, desires, their expectations. It would be one thing if you didn't know what it was that your partner needed. It would be, but it's a whole nother thing when you know what it is that your partner needs from you.
You know what I think? I think a lot of times, and me and you spoke about this once a couple times. I think a lot of times you think that we know when we really don't know.
But if I'm telling it to you, and if we're sitting down having conversation about it.
But see, when we're walking through life, sometimes we're not paying as much attention as you think that we are. And it's not because that we're not paying attention to you, it's because that we just walking through life, and life is life. You dig what I'm saying? I got to go to work. I got to whoop the whoop, and I got to
Okay, but I do too.
Yeah.
And I understand that.
And that's the thing.
So, but I do too.
See, life, no.
Because listen,
life,
no. Okay, I do too.
And I understand you do.
Okay, but listen. So no. Okay, so you.
That's not. I'm not doubting or debating it. You have to pay the bills too. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, like I said, men are from a whole nother planet than you.
Correct.
Right.
You know, the only way that, like you said, if you're communicating, he had no grounds or we don't.
Yeah,
correct.
Right.
Because we're talking about the situation.
Correct.
But if you just assuming that, I said,
no, it's not. No.
I think grown women don't assume.
So okay.
I don't think grown women assume. I think grown women are
communicators
of knowing that, I need to communicate this. I'm communicating this. And in order for me to get what I need, then this is what has to happen. I think younger girls may assume that the man is supposed to know. But I mean, we're all human, And like you said, life be life. And sometimes shit happens and, you don't think about what you should be thinking about. However, if I'm over here and I'm saying, this is what I need, this is what's going to make me happy, this is what's going to make us, solid, then that's what you got to work with. You know what I'm talking about?
Like you say, I'm hearing what you're saying. And if I say, let's check this out. What I said about old boy, I knew old boy was a provider, so I would never talk about it. What I'm saying is maybe he wasn't capable because sometimes, like I was looking at this comedy dude and he was like, when do a man settle down? And he said, well, a nigga man, maybe about 50, 55. You dig what I'm saying? Maybe a white man might be a little younger. And you know what I'm saying? But a nigga man, sometimes we don't settle down like you think that we should have. And we just live in life. And life is life. And you dig what I'm saying? And I ain't to say that we cheating or nothing like that. It's just that we're not paying as much attention as to the detail.
So, okay.
The detail. See,
and I get that.
The detail.
Right.
It's not that we don't help you. It's not that we don't provide a household for you.
Right.
We just not paying attention to
the details. Correct.
Y'all keyed in on the detail.
Yes.
And if we're not paying attention to the details, then y'all think we neglecting y'all. But that's not what we really doing. We just living life and life.
Okay, but at what point, though, are you choosing to not pay attention to the details? Because the details are expressed to you and they're firmly expressed to you. So, and then you continue to, so at what point is life and an excuse?
Life is life and all the time.
Well, guess what?
It's not. It's life and all. Listen. So you made a point. All right. A couple of weeks ago when you and my cousin was on here together, and you brought up about having, wanting the woman that go to work and do her thing and still take care of
the new school woman with the old school woman.
Hey, family. Here's that woman. So, okay, I go to work. I'm a full-time employee. I don't know the last time that I worked a part-time job when the kids were younger. So I had one biological son and I had a bonus son. But when my sons came to the house, there was no such thing as one get a better taken care of than the other. At the end of the day,
it was yours.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, yes, that's your dad. I'm the caretaker. So, okay, so after I've done my full-time job, now I'm coming home. I'm making sure that dinner is cooked. I'm making sure that the kids are fed. I'm making sure that my husband is also fed. So I'm taking care of home. I'm taking care of work. Okay, so where are you as my husband?
Okay, but I mean, okay. So, like I say, at the end of the day...
I mean, but what you saying?
Where you at?
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day...
Because by the end of the day, I'm tired.
I'm still a provider. I'm still providing.
Okay.
She said she's providing too.
Yes, I provided
You're
too.
contributing.
No,
If I'm
okay.
the provider, you're contributing.
Okay.
It's like it's like Faustino could be the provider, but if you cook a little something, you're contributing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You're contributing to the household because they have to.
Right.
At the end of the day, there has to be a God head, there has to be a man head, there has to be a family head. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And at the end of the day, this has to be. See, it has to. Everything has to have an order, family.
Correct.
See, without order, there's no. It's all
Correct.
discord because
Yes.
nothing's in order. So when you know your proper position, you play your proper position, and you do what you have to do. Like you say, you're a home taker.
Yes.
Carer, you care for
Yes.
the home.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's in your nature.
Yes.
Saying
And also my husband.
and your husband is too.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and I'm supposed to
Yes,
when I
yes.
see Fafio up in here, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, she, we have a run on the clutch. But I mean, at the end of the day, he doing his thing too. You know what I'm saying? He go to cook and everything. So everybody has a place that they play. But at the end of the day, see the way God designed it. And I know y'all don't want to hear
Come on. Can we
God
come with it?
designed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's God at the top.
Uh-huh.
It's the man underneath to give the guidance to the family.
Mm-hmm.
That pays down the direction we taking.
Uh-huh. Because he's the leader.
The woman keeps the order
Uh-huh.
in the family. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the children is in order, make sure everything else is in order. But if the man's not in his proper position, then the whole family is messed up.
Yeah, absolutely
That's-
right.
That's the thing. Right.
That's why
Right.
I'm not talking about my boy not being a provider. I'm just saying maybe he wasn't there mentally.
Right.
Okay.
Right. In the
Okay.
order.
I can get that.
He didn't know how to
He
be
didn't
in
understand
order.
the order.
Correct.
And everybody don't know that.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know?
Everything has a proper order.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Tanaj was explaining how her situation works out.
Right.
And it works for you.
And it works.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But it does because they chose each other.
Yeah, definitely.
So there was a conversation, and in the conversation, it wasn't about lifing. Because again, at that point in time, if we're having a conversation about order, then and you telling me about lifing, now you're giving me excuses. I don't need your excuses. I need the solution.
I need the order.
I need the order.
I need a direction.
Because I don't have a problem with following.
Okay.
Just tell me where we're going.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I need the leader to lead.
Right.
I have
And not just a
absolutely
leader.
no. I need the leader
Right.
because again, I am a strong woman.
Mhm.
I am a strong individual, but I have absolutely no problem with being ready to be in my soft girl era. I would love to be able to come home, turn my brain off,
Mhm.
and know that home is still going to be taken care of.
Yeah, no.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Not at all.
That position, that soft girl era, make sure you don't pick it up and go back to that, that other era, that hard era.
No.
Once you cross over, you're over this.
No.
So women, a lot of
Okay,
people say they want to be there, and then when things get not like they wanted to be, then they tend to change back to another way. Because everybody, I feel like this here family, I feel like everybody wants an instant life now. You want it instantly. They want to be able to put it in the microwave. They want the grits cooked in 2 minutes. They want the water boiled in 1. They want the eggs fried. They want the rice. Now. They want to put it in the bag and they want it cooked like that. Everybody wants something instant.
You're right.
Nobody wants to take the time out to stir. You dig?
Right.
Cultivate.
Right.
This thing work out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like we need to start investing in our relationship.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It's easy to check out. You know what I'm saying? And you can find 1,000 different reasons. I didn't check out because I ain't like the way, you made red beans. It was like, my mama made red beans. It's creamy. Your shit is all gummy. I don't even want to fuck with you no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here.
Because of the red beans.
Find the reason.
Listen, I mean, we've all done that.
Yeah.
We've all done that. I mean,
Doing that, family.
No.
At the end of the day, the only thing that's going to last is the dynamic of a family.
right.
Black family has to have a dynamic, and it also has to have a man.
And the woman.
Mm.
Correct.
And women have to, not to cut you off, because let me check this out. Women have to stop. And that's the thing. Y'all might be mad with me.
Come on,
I'm
come
gonna
with
say
it.
what I gotta say. Women have to stop putting their happiness ahead of their family. Because men have been doing it for a long time. We come home and we don't be wanting to go do all that hard ass work we do, but we do it for the family. And a lot of times I see a lot of women. This is me personally, and I'm not a womanizer, but this is me personally. I see a lot of women put their happiness before their family. Don't think about that.
I mean, I get it, but I also feel like that there's a lot of men that gets complacent.
And that's true. And that's true. But don't you have to be happy in order to have a solid, cohesive? You don't have to be happy to have.
No.
I think you do.
You have to be dedicated. And see, when you're dedicated, sometimes you're not gonna be happy all the time.
You're right.
No, you're not. You're not
right.
You're not gonna be happy all the time.
Right.
When Martin Luther King was running up the street and he was kicking his ass and the dogs was fighting him, he was about the cause. He wasn't about the happiness. He was about the cause, and he stood there because of the cause. What I'm saying is nowadays, women and men check out because of the simplest motherfucking reasons, and nobody is staying because of the cause.
Yeah, right.
We have to stand on the cause. We have to stand on principles, and we have to stand on the cause. So if we in a relationship like you and Faustino, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of times you wanted to check out and he wanted to check out.
Absolutely.
The end goal was bigger than that little piece of shit that whatever y'all went through.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? So
right.
Stand on principle. You dig what I'm saying? I see a lot of people checking out behind the dummy shit. And you know, the family dynamic is tore up.
Yeah, I mean it is, but I also feel like happiness should be at the forefront as well. I do. I feel like happiness should also be at the forefront because I mean, if I'm happy, it trickles down.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say it a happy life, happy wife because I believe happy spouse, happy house.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not that at all, but I also feel like that, you know, if you're not happy, then that plays with your mental health and your well-being. And if you're not happy, then you can't install happiness and joy into your kids because you lack it. You know what I'm saying? So they look at you for the things that they don't automatically get taught, you know, the innate type of situation. You know, right. So, I feel like you have to be happy in your situation, and no, you're not going to be happy all the time. But you know, it's not going to be, you know, a percentage of it, a large percentage of it where you just miserable.
No. You're not supposed to be miserable. But happiness should be the end goal. Like I said, to me personally, the unit of the family should be the end goal. And the fact that, like I said, when I went through my divorce, the reason why, like I said, I cried. You know what I'm saying? My big ass cried. The reason why I cried was because I felt like I had failed as a man because I wanted to raise my sons. And I have old sons. But I had a good woman that gave me the opportunity to have my sons, like, on the 26th of December, I would pick them up from Shreveport and she would drive from Dallas and all the way to the first when they went to school, I would have them. I'll have them on Easter. If I don't know, man came to New Orleans, they wanted to just drop them off. They dropped them off to me. And I had that opportunity. But at the end of the day, sometimes family, and it's just me speaking personally from my personal experience, sometimes we need to sacrifice certain things to make sure that we contain and maintain that family unit.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to do that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, it's all about life.
Yeah.
And like you say, life be life.
Yeah, and it does. It life's for all of us.
Yeah.
You know, men,
it life's for all of us.
It life's for all of us.
But then it goes back to the choice. It goes back to the choice of choosing each other. And my biggest thing was being intentionally chosen.
Okay, guys.
Don't choose me because you think you're about to lose me.
Circumstance.
Correct.
Yeah.
Choose me because you want me.
Yeah.
Choose me because you value me.
Yeah.
Choose me because you see me.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm doing, and that's what I continue to do.
Yeah.
So when we're there for the cause, the cause is also because I intentionally choose you. So therefore, when I intentionally choose you, that means that I intentionally choose us.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So in order for us to get to these 25 years, yes, life is going to life. Yes, we're going to have ups, downs. We're going to have good, bad, indifferent. But at the end of the day, we're going to intentionally choose each other.
Right.
And that's what makes, to me, that's what makes the solid foundation. That's your foundation right there. And so you build from there. But when we're not intentionally choosing each other, it's now I'm forced.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where the misery comes in at. That's where the uncomfort comes in at. I don't want you to be forced to choose me. I want you.
That's a hell of a feeling.
Exactly. So now you talk about on the mentals.
When you
yeah, like don't choose me for the kids. Choose me because
because we happy and you out there. Whatever the hell.
Okay, you're not
See my
gonna
cousin
take
feet.
my
Y'all see that? Y'all see my cousin feet? That's a feet model right there. Y'all better do what I'm telling you.
Tickle me because choose me because I tickle your fancy. You know, choose me because it's intentional.
But when you intentionally choose me over and over and consistently, that makes me happy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's gonna also make you happy.
And then that keeps the family.
That keeps us happy. Yes. It's intentional.
As long as me choosing you is all it takes, and I can choose you all day long.
But choosing me. No.
Shit, like I said,
choosing me comes with things.
Yes.
Y'all got to
detail.
It's constantly. I'm going to work. I make sure I come home and I'm not fucking with nobody else. I'm dealing with you, only you. I'm here, you know what I'm saying? When you want me to watch this bullshit on Lifetime, I watch this bullshit ass BET movie.
Okay.
And I don't fuck with it because I'm with you.
Okay. Yes. You're choosing me.
You say, but you're not paying me no attention or something. And then it's this little small little shit that I'm thinking I'm doing good. Nah, I feel like I'm doing good, but it's the small shit that blew the whole little thing up. I ain't saying that's your personal situation, and I ain't saying that's your personal situation.
Right.
I'm saying it is a situation.
Correct. It is.
Like I see a lot of people like to live this instant life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where they figure, well, fuck it. If the grits don't cook in your microwave, I can go to somebody else's microwave. Not necessarily knowing that we ain't planning on, securing the grits. We plan on eating the grits.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to come in and eat the grits. Now, you didn't fuck around and left the whole security part for the bullshit.
Yes.
That's just temporary.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I see that a lot.
Yes.
And it goes on a lot.
Video. I don't know if y'all checking it out, but Felicia Rashad had spoke on this video. She was over at, matter of fact, she was in the Breakfast Club. The video, you understand? She was in the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
And she spoke about women nowadays and the fact that, from what the days that she was when she was Claire Huxtable, Miss Goody Two Shoes. I don't know Goody Two Shoes, but you know what I'm saying? I guess she was the example of what a black woman would be.
Yes.
Black
yes.
excellence. You dig what I'm saying? A doctor. You dig what I'm saying? Claire Huxtable. You dig what I'm saying? He said nowadays that black women are wearing like little material and little nothing on them. What y'all think about that? Y'all think that's a fair assessment of the women that we're seeing nowadays? Because we're older.
Yeah, and we are.
To honestly be true. They were older, but back in our days, or back in your days, it was Daisy Dukes and ass popping out steel.
It was Daisy Dukes, however, I think what she did say, well, she didn't say women, but she said girls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And she's like, because you are a queen, and you're young. However, and you should. And yeah, we did have Daisy Dukes and we did have that, but it's completely different than what it is right now.
It is.
I mean, I'm talking about ass everywhere, all the time, but for the 18, 17, 16, 15, 4, I mean, it gets worse because they see these city girls.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And they see Sexy Red and they want to do all the things to make them popular, whatever the situation is. But it's a lot of the situations is not cute because you'll have like this 12 preteen girl with a bust down, you know what I'm saying? And 26 inches down her back. And that's not, I mean, what are you giving them to look up to? Like, what do you look forward to? Because when I was younger, I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to, probably didn't say, oh my God, but I'm like, and I probably did. You know what I'm saying? And I probably did.
Talking all prophets.
Yeah. But I had something to look forward to. I'm like, I can't wait to wear makeup when I get of a certain age. I can't wait to dress a certain way when I get of a certain age. But right now, it's all out and about. And it's crazy.
I look at it, especially this time of year with the kids going, the kids going to prom. And certain dresses and things that these young ladies are allowed to wear to the prom. First of all, it starts at home. Exactly. It starts at home because at 16, 17 years old, you're not purchasing this yourself.
Right.
So I purchased it myself, for you. But then to turn around, though, see, back in 1996 when I graduated, you can walk through the door.
No.
I don't care that that's your senior prime. You just won't be partying up in here.
Right.
Everything had a status. Everything had standards. The parents had standards. The school had standards. We had standards even within ourselves, And I mean, so, but then again, we also had parents, like I said, that had standards. I never saw that with my mother.
No.
I never saw that with my grandmother.
No.
I never saw that with my aunts. I never saw that with my beautiful Jenny.
Yeah.
I saw that, like, hey, you know, so that was what it was that we were looking up to. And then, you know, and so of course we had Miss T in nowadays, and you know, yeah, we had Salt and Pepper, we had that, but regardless, so even when Salt and Pepper was talking about Pushy and this, but they were still dressed. Yes, they were still dressed. Yeah. I mean, and they was taking people men fully dressed. You know, so that's what it was. We didn't have to sell our body. Yeah. So
I think a lot
that's what it was that we were looking up.
Well, not even the children, but I think a lot of these parents, the mothers, are living vicariously
through the kids.
The children.
Exactly.
Because a lot of them had the body back then and they would have did it then, but now life is life. And, you know, things are everywhere, whatever the situation is, and they see their daughter, their 14-year-old daughter, and they put that shit on her. You know what I'm saying? She got a bed.
Yeah.
That's not how you're supposed to be advertised.
Right.
You know? Right. Yeah, so it does start at home.
And that, like I said, I agree with her, what she was saying, but then I thought about it. Like you said back in the days, and just when y'all clarified it for me to help me out, because family, I learned when we go along too, that back in the days, we might have had the days to do something, but like, there was a certain thing that you couldn't do.
Yeah.
You couldn't do, because mama said you couldn't do it. And if you did it, you were sneaking to do that shit.
Right.
Wouldn't let you do it.
And if it wasn't mama,
you do it.
right, but if it wasn't mama who saw you, the neighbor saw you, somebody saw you, and we didn't have cell phones, nobody was taking pictures or nothing like that. It was word of mouth. And if it got back to mama that this is how you was, and we have a whole neighborhood problem, you know, so and it wasn't like that. Yes, and then it did.
Hit me with so many fucking switches, I swear to God.
Listen.
You had to go pick the fucking switch.
You did.
I was a witness to that.
Take the leaf off, and look, I picked the littlest motherfucking switch. I had to switch that big.
So,
Janet go get it herself.
Derek got the man.
Listen, God rest her soul. But listen, I love my mama dearly, but that lady did not have to beat me with them people sparrow that she had just come from over the Zoom.
Boy, look, I told me to tell the story, boy, but why my mama said, boy?
When they tell you that?
Did not.
My mama told me she gave me $100, right? To buy me
I remember the story, but I didn't tell him to tell it.
No, she told me to tell the story last part. So my mom, she told me to tell the story.
That's right.
My mama laid up there, gave me $100.
Right.
Go get you something to wear. It was the beginning of the year about to start school. What the fuck am I gonna do with $100?
What you mean?
It was like 1987. That was like 87, y'all. He could have done a lot.
He's done a whole lot.
Everybody had balance and polos. You understand me?
No.
My mama gave me 100 motherfucking.
Gators had balance, but they had rallies.
Yeah. But that's why the Soul Train, girl. You could have.
So I went to Foot Locker. Nike
that's why you messed up.
And I bought me a white polo t-shirt.
Oh, you were going to wear that the whole school year.
My mama said,
let me see what you got.
And so I was hesitant like a motherfucker. I was scared to death. So I brought a little bag out, you understand me? And I gave her the box of the shoes. And she looked, she said, where's the rest of it at? And I'm like, that's all I got. And my mama took that whole fucking box and threw that fucking box. And all I could see was this shoe flipping at me. And that motherfucker flipped at me and that hit me in my eye. And I got a stigma to this day. Find that motherfucking shoe. You did that, Jan.
No, you gotta be easy on Jan. I do remember that story, but you gotta be easy on her.
I ain't gonna lie. You did that shit.
Because I feel her. Like, what, dude, you gonna wear this the entire year? One pair of shoes on and a shirt.
But
that lady was mad.
Simply thing, because I was expecting her for her to get me some more.
Oh, okay. You got some more.
I want you to buy the clothes.
You got some more.
You got some more. You got them shoes that came at the
I don't think got another motherfucking thing. But then they didn't spell a ride.
No, but listen. Okay,
they didn't spell a ride. They did what they need to do to discipline us to make us the people that we are.
The people that you are. And when it came to your kids, because listen, we also are boy moms, sun up to sundown, all the way this whole panel, sun up to sundown.
Right.
So when it came to our kids or whatnot, it goes back to exactly what it was that we were taught. Okay, for you it was $100. For our kids, it's $200.
Yeah.
You have these $200, and you better make it work. My son came through the door and decided that all he wanted was some Air Max.
There you go.
Well, you know what?
What I'm talking
Them Air Max better make it do what it do. Because this is what it is. I gave you $200. I'm not gonna throw the box at you. I'm not gonna throw the shoe at you. But you make it do what it do. Because for them same $200, Foot Locker was still running the BOGO. They, buy one get one half off.
Yeah.
They were still running the 2 for I did okay. I got you.
Max, I had got
Yeah. Got you with the
it got me. Man, that stigma in my eye.
Yeah. That's what the yeah was.
Yeah, with the right?
To the day, if I'm looking like at you right now, looking at the camera right now, I can still see some shit over in the corner.
You shouldn't did that. You shouldn't have did that.
It didn't damage my
That's your peripherals.
Shit, I don't know. Like I said, we better ride when he came.
Right.
No. But again, this is how we were taught.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we were raised.
Mm-hmm.
This is what, the examples that was put in front of me. And listen, at the age that I am and the age that my son is, and when I watch James and when I watch Daniel and when I look at your boys and everything like that, I can't do nothing but appreciate it.
Yeah.
Especially, like I say, we are boy parents.
Yeah.
Young men, grown men, sun up to sundown parents. And when I think about the things that they get in trouble for, me and my cousin held many a phone calls. Girl, let me tell you about what James did. Well, let me tell you about what Kendrick did. But then when we read
about
right, exactly. When we read stories about what the next 25, 26-year-old, your son, your youngest one is what, 20, 21?
25, 26, 24?
Yes, so when we, Byron right up under Kendrick's. So, that's 26, 25, and 24. When we think about the things that they call us about, and, we want to be so upset with them as a parent.
Right.
But then at the same time, though, again, we could open up the Metro section right now of any newspaper. We can go into and watch any news article, put on the news or whatever. And one thing about it, thank you, Jesus, for our sons.
Absolutely.
And for the issues that they've given to us as our sons, because again, you've been a son, you are a son, but you've been that age and you know what it was that you were out there doing. I have a brother that's been out there. I mean, even us as females or whatever, we've been out there or whatever, and we've done different things. Nobody don't live just no straight line. But at the end of the day, I thank God every day for my child. Even his bad days. But again, there was the examples though that we had in front of us. From the men that were in front of us, our uncles, our grandfathers, and things like that. So, and even with y'all, we play around, me and my cousin, we play around or whatever with you and my brother and things like that. But at the end of the day, y'all have always been inspiration to us. Y'all have always been a motto to us. Y'all have always been that big brother to us, and we thank y'all and we appreciate y'all. On an everyday, and especially the older we get, the things that we didn't know. What we didn't know or we didn't want to know at that young age, and so now the ages that we are now or we're not man, I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all or whatever for being that forefront for us, because I lost my dad when I was 16 years old. You see what I'm saying? But I always had my brother. I always knew that no matter what it was that I was going through, good, bad, I knew my brother was going to clap his hands for me, and I knew my brother was going to wipe my tears for me. You understand what I'm saying? But I also knew that if my brother even until today, if he think that I'm going in the wrong direction,
he can straighten you out.
He gonna pull me right back. So and I appreciate that.
It's definitely a blessing to have people.
Yes.
That's why I wanted us to come together, what I'm saying? And like I said, this was a family affair. Because I remember them when they was little, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we really are family. You understand? When my mama told me, you got some cousins on the other side of the project, I might have been about 5, 6, 7 years old. And Derek had
so we live.
And when let me play with his motherfucking pool table. Yeah, little small ass pool table. And let me play with his pool table. And me and him got to the fight behind the pool table when I first went down there when they were standing on the old side of the pool.
Oh, like
But
that.
ever since then, me and him was the same age, and you and her was the same age, and it's like we just grew up together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or letting my mama.
Yes, they grew up together.
Yes.
But it goes back to our grandmothers, though.
Yeah.
Like
I
Rosemary.
see pictures with Rose 90 and my mom and my grandma all at the sandpipe.
Yeah. Oh, grandma.
All right, like y'all ain't know.
That sandpipe. You know what I'm saying? But I see
Don't
that.
do that to Rose.
Don't do that to my
What
grandma.
I'm saying is,
She had a
that's
good time.
That's how deep
That's how far we go back.
deep we go with each other.
And now we have our kids.
That's why then they run together.
Yes. And they're grown men.
It's part of family if we got.
Yes.
We gonna chop it up, family. You already know. You part of our family too. So we asking y'all to come in and be part of this family. Is the reason why we can sit and be transparent with you.
Yes.
Because y'all feel us like we feel, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anything that we putting on the table to dissect is because we want to give it to you and we can eat it. We all can eat off of it.
Right.
We all can get
Right.
it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And pass it down to our children and our children can pass it down to their children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it got to start somewhere.
It
You
has
know what
to.
I'm saying? The whole
Yes.
questions have to be asked some kind of way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to start this podcast and get in front of y'all and really be able to chop it up and really be able to give it to y'all as raw as I can give it to y'all.
Right.
With the rawest people that I know can give it to y'all that ain't gonna bullshit with.
No,
That's
not at all.
right here. This shit right here. We ain't about to bullshit nothing.
You
That's
know?
Jenna and Katie shit right
Yeah.
here. South Alexander.
Yes, South
right here.
Alexander.
It's
Yeah,
some real
yeah.
shit. There's some corn shit. There's some carver shit.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
what we do.
Yes.
And if we don't
We do.
bullshit, we not coming here to play. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And all for my mama and Rose, Auntie Rose, and all y'all. Yeah, I know, we might get a couple of cuss words, but you gotta know that we coming from a good place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not no bullshit. We really coming from a good place, and we really trying to put our imprint on this world.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we come in. That's why we chop it up like we chop it up. Because we family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we a Black family.
Right.
And not just Black family, because like I said, I got all kind of people. We just a family.
Yes.
And that's what we do. This is what we do. And this is what we gonna do.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm happy to have y'all.
Yeah.
And we
And I mean, even watching us, like you say or whatever, like even watching us, watching each other
Mhm.
grow, like we have grown, like, and we've watched each other grow. And the thing is, family, the part that I can appreciate is the fact that at one time or another, we all went in different directions.
Yeah, we did.
We all went
Yeah,
in
we did.
different
Yeah, we
directions,
did.
but at the
Yeah.
end of the day,
Yeah, we
or whatever, we were still family. At
Yeah,
the
we
end of
was
the day,
still-
if one cousin called the other cousin, we was right there. I mean, because all we had was the four of us. It was those two as sister and brother. It was me and my brother as sister and brother. And
That's all.
listen, and that's how me and my cousin is, or whatever, thick as thieves, or
I
whatever.
thought they were gonna tell me something. Doug, but they ain't saying shit yet. I got them on part 2. They gonna tell
No,
me.
that's what we not gonna do. I don't know what it is that he's looking for.
Yeah.
Just like y'all got your stories. Like, listen here. And listen, what you're not gonna do. Listen, what you're not gonna do is take the image of my big brother. That's what you're not gonna do is take my brother image. And so therefore, what's not gonna happen is brother. It's not about to take my image, brother. I am your sister, and this is what it is.
About 10 toes down.
Yes, always.
That one I hit the other one.
Yes.
That was on one side of the coat, I was on the other side of the coat.
And watching out for us.
Right.
Making sure that we was good. Like regardless of y'all doing the things that y'all did, one sure thing about it, what we can say or whatever as y'all sisters is, nobody else.
Always straight.
Nobody else
Right.
wasn't about to play with y'all little sisters.
Right.
Like that's what I can say, but like I said, like looking at us or whatever, like we have gone from little kids or whatever to grown adults, I mean, we're mothers, we're fathers, we've been wives, husbands, parents or whatever, like we, done did things in life or whatever, my cousin done got degrees out here, like Yeah, you know, I mean,
Century. Yeah.
yeah, you know, but that's what I'm. But look at you, but life, and that part of life builds who you are today.
Definitely.
If you understand what I'm saying, you know, right, exactly. Yes, like it builds who you are today. The fact, you know, my cousin went off to college or whatever. She didn't know nobody when she went off to Ruston and went to Gravelin and things. And that helped build her. The fact that I was a single parent for the time that I was a single parent. You understand what I'm saying? You know, like that helped build me. So what I'm saying is we all walk different paths of life, but we are all one.
Yeah, we are.
You know, my brother was a whole business owner. He owned his own truck and was married by the age of 30. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He traveling the world or whatever, because I mean, when I said touch all 50 states, like my brother was out there.
Hey, me touching 50 states with a motherfucking A. Yeah, Reggie, you had me touching 50 states with you. And he had me touching 50 states with y'all. All my family was truck drivers. And I needed a couple dollars in my pocket to come get on this.
Let's go get on this truck. Let's go. Yes.
17 years old. Boy, I know Reggie kicked me out. Boy, Reggie, I remember. He kicked me out. He didn't really kick me out of the truck. I left the truck. I was living we went to California. I got to tell this story.
You know, everything happens to you in California.
So we had Alameda, downtown California.
Okay, yes.
So Reggie parked. So I called my girl, Zoe. She was standing there.
Never see that. That is. That's right there.
She said, I'm in town. She said, I'm about to go to the Tina Marie concert. Lord knows I had never seen Tina Marie a day in my life. I couldn't miss that. So I jumped in the car with her to go to the Tina Marie concert. Now, knowing that Reggie was only parking to get gas, he really wasn't trying to go up the road, right? So when I came back, all I seen was the Atlas truck shaking and shit. I said, Reggie, I'm 30 years old. Who you talking to? I said, man, fuck that dog. And I grabbed the phone and I called him, and I stayed in California for 3 years, and a lot of things changed. But I know one thing, though. Ed told Reggie, you better go back and get benches.
Yes.
You better go back and get benches.
Because wasn't no such thing as leaving.
You better go back and get benches. And look, like I said, my cousin Reggie didn't leave me. I left home. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the kind of family we had.
Yes.
You dig what I'm saying? No matter what.
Yeah.
You better not leave benches.
Yes.
You dig what I'm saying? No matter what he did, you better not leave benches. But now our family been woven in each other like that for years.
Forever.
You know what I'm saying? So this is nothing new. And the story that I'm telling ain't no story that ain't never been heard.
Right.
No.
It's a story.
Well, I ain't never heard it.
But
I'm just saying.
Story, but for real, you thought he wasn't there to get gas?
No, he wasn't. Because normally when we go to California, we normally sit at Alameda for a day or two. And all I want to do was go see Tina Marie. And I see Tina Marie at the Lemert Park. And she was standing there. I took that.
It's like, I'm about to go.
Yeah, I took that mother for that one. And years later, she ended up dying. I got to steal before she died.
Oh, she died.
But yeah, that's our family. Reggie will always be my guy.
Yes.
Because anytime I needed $1, I could call Reggie and be like, Reg, let me jump on that truck with you. And he'd get me on that truck.
Right.
And he gonna do his thing.
I just leave that fucking trailer.
But hey, but you did.
I made my money.
But so like another part too that definitely I can appreciate. You know, like a lot of times when people are talking about family dynamics and when they go to talking about cousins, you don't go beyond that second cousin.
Yeah.
You know, you got your first cousin, you got your second cousin. We're beyond that.
Right.
And nobody, unless we sit down and explain that family dynamic, nobody would never know that. Because we were taught that at the end of the day, we're family.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter how we became family, how we became cousins, and how I still all don't know the whole story.
That's
at the
what I
age
said.
that I am.
I know,
but
cousins.
At the end of the day, we're cousins,
right.
And there's nothing going to change that.
Right.
And I think we drove over there and that burger car my mama had. We went over there and I met Derek, and Derek wouldn't want to let me play with that pool table. I still don't remember that, cuz. He didn't want to let me play with that pool table.
Derek, why?
Had a fight, and then ever since then we was
listen. So, brothers. But me and my cousin wasn't like that, family.
We was.
Me and my cousin wasn't like that. Like, I mean, we just
started, man.
It started from the beginning.
Me and Derek is the reason why me and Derek got so motherfucking.
No, y'all the reason y'all got.
Listen, but right now, if either one of them was to pick up the phone and call the other one and say, cousin, I need you right now. At this point, I need you to meet me here. I need you to do this for me. That's what it is going to be. It ain't going to be not a question about it. And like I said, and it goes further and beyond that. Janet called me today and said, Kiana, look, I love you, but I don't like you. That's my favorite line. That's our line. Oh, Janet, I mean, you know, it is what it is. We know this, right? Yeah. But Janet called me today at this moment in time and said that this is what she need. This is what she gonna get. Not a question about it. I'm in my car. I'm on the highway. It is what it is. You know, and it would have been the same way or whatever when I needed my cousin or whatever for my mama. Cousin, listen, I need A, B, and C. My cousin didn't ask about D, E, and F. My cousin was just there.
You missed that fucking gumbo.
Listen.
Why be eating that gumbo?
So hot and spicy.
So fucking hot before
Listen, this is what I need y'all to know, family, because the person that I am.
Yes.
I went to my mama's house and I got a pot.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. But I got it. So I'm going to cook for your husband. I'm going to cook for your husband. Right. Listen. I'm working on this gumbo thing. I'm real scared of it. I'm not lying to you. I'm scared because I'm scared that one wrong thing and you're going to get bubbles floating. I ain't lying. I'm scared of it. But if I'm going to cook it, it's going to be in my mama's pot.
Yeah.
As it should.
Like, as it should. And you know, the right thing would do is to bring it to my brother. Because he do know how to do the gumbo. But the daughter. Hey, no.
Know how to cook.
He do. He know how to do his thing.
Burning up some shit.
Hey, you know how to be.
And drinking beers on the motherfucking pool.
Listen.
And watching the time flow by. That's my cousin. No, you go.
I love that for him.
Yes.
If he's right now. And I'm happy to hear a place where he was at peace because I knew what he went through. You know what I'm saying? Because I was first hand. It wasn't like second hand. Like I heard new shit.
Right.
I seen what he went through and I'm happy to see him.
Yes.
Where he at right now, living his life.
Right.
On his life. You know what I'm saying? And just being simple.
Yeah. But here's the thing though. That's why I am with you.
Yeah.
Like I'm so happy for you. Like I have joy. You know, like right now at this very moment when I see you. Because again, we all know, you know, stories or whatever. You know, we all have had a past. And that's what I'm saying. Like everybody come with something. But it's all about where we are today. And like the person that I see sit right here on side of me, the man that I see, the person, like the heart that I see, this platform that I see, like, like I'm so proud of you. Like I'm so proud of you. Like real shit. Like we could talk, we could laugh, we could kick it. Like like I'm so proud of you at this moment. Absolutely. Yes.
I call this a family.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Because without family, we ain't got nothing.
Yes. Right. And you know, and then for us females or whatever, you know, like I can say that as women and you know, and things like that, like we don't always give our men the credit that they deserve. We don't always do that. Like we look for it, but we don't always do that. So therefore, that's why I have absolutely no problem with telling you I love you, telling you that I've seen you, telling you that I see you today, and to tell you that I'm so damn proud of you, cousin.
I appreciate that, huh?
Yeah, like I'm proud of you. Yes.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, right.
I myself with y'all.
I tell my cousin all the time that I'm proud of her. I tell my cousin all the time that I love her.
Family. I'm going to Blak Juice.
Hey.
It's the platform, you understand what I'm saying? You know what we do. When we talk and say what we got to say, we just drop the mic, we leave that motherfucker on the ground, and we say what we need to say.
Yes.
Ain't no more to say. Turn that TV off, and that TV is bullshit.
Yes.
It's the real entertainment right here. This is where we come at. We build right here. We grown folks. Talking about some grown shit and some grown solutions. And that's what we doing. Drop the mic platform with OG Blak Juice. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
Peace.
It's be the realest shit I ever wrote.